Hello all and welcome to Zlane channel. So in this video I will just share around like what am I doing after I have reached 500k CP. So the first thing that I focus on is always on my main quest and reputations. So right now I'm fighting through it until the glittering grotto, which yeah, for this main quest here what you need is basically on the fire elemental and also the dark elements. So you have to focus that two elements because if you have mm, a not so strong dark element weapons, the boss itself is a light element. So you will have to build up your dark weapon or maybe like your dark familiar out there. So if you have not enough of dark power, make sure that right now during the chaos field farming, just go for the dark element, and then just keep on do the repeatable tasks daily to unlock it. And the second thing that I'm doing right now is to focus on my mono deck. So right now I have reached 500k CP, which means that my basic stat itself has reached a certain level that I could really cope with. Starting to make changes to add in, or maybe I could say to prepare for the mid game. So you could see that my level, I don't really focus much on my level. I just yeah, do the usual quests and stuff. I do not really rush for my level because that is something that I should. At least I can enjoy killing lower level mobs right now. And you can see that in my deck. Let me just show my deck itself. So I'm trying to build like different kind of elemental deck right now with familiar and stuff. So also one thing is that I try to, so water, I have like the water of, but of course my skill right now is still kind of like a lack of skill, like the like element. I do not have that skill there. So I'm just trying to build my mono deck, and you can see I started to up my fire weapon to 4 star. Yesterday I crafted some equipments and I got it from the guarantee 4 star. I do not get additional 4 star, I just get the guarantee one that requires 200 craft, and luckily it gave me the fire so I could use to awaken it. So this might be the first deck that I would like to focus. Right now I will still focus on my earth, but then I still do not have my 4 star earth elements weapon here, so I will use it to exchange for it and this one here. So I will go for this one, divine rifle, because it add to the uh, basic skill damage which is on the side here. That would be something good to put into area of your deck. And so I talk about the mono deck thing, and of course the familiar itself. Right now you can see that I try to use all my different kind of I mean the same elemental familiar in my deck. Last time I used to just focus on the highest CP level, but right now I'm just trying to balance it off. So if I choose my CP, last time I used my main. So my main, I still will say that my main deck would be much more like on the earth, but then my formula is strong as using earth power, but I do not have the earth weapon, so it's kind of like still haven't fully built, but then it just have to go on. So yeah, it's still in a work in progress. So I will just focus area of my different elements familiar right now in here. So area of it we get some kind of like leveling up in order to support each other. This is because of passive skill. Like you can see the decreased skill cooldown of fire familiar here. So it means that if you have two different two other different familiar that are fire familiar. So this benefit also to the two of them, and of course to itself as well. And so for as for this dragon here, if you equip it, it also gives benefit to all three of them. And so as for this one passive here, the earth defense is stronger because you if you are using fire, it defends against to the earth. So this is something that I'm trying to build right now. Of course, it's still not considered as a mid game, but it's just a starting point of it. And in the meantime as well, during the night farming, I will just focus on skill books pages. So right now I farm some skill book pages here so that I could put it into a nice kind of like deck with all those elemental skills there. It's still kind of early, but then yeah, it's just starting off like how you should build it for the mid game. I will get that prepared before I really move it into the Chaos Field Sky Pirate here. So it requires like level 65. I think I could survive there because the suggested CP is 423. If I would like to switch my deck, so area of my deck, I believe I have around like minimum 500k CP for each of it. That's where even if my familiar are not that good, at least it's still able to cover it. So you could see different kind of CP that are for different kind of deck here. But then yeah, I did not really focus much on CP right now because I have for my base CP. And the important thing about right now is to move it to the mid game. So it's much more like it to focus on the elemental right now. And beside it, because I think that I have reached a certain amount of CP, it means that the CP amount is something that linked to my account. So what I'm doing right now as well is that if I go into my character, I start to yeah, push my character to level 40 so that I get the additional back slots increase. And also my alts can use it to grind for some skill books because right now my level is like at the floor 3. I getting a lot of like skill book page 2 that is kind of useless for me right now, and I have to use my alt to go into the lower level of the chaos field to farm me the lower level skill book. So I would go like floor 3 because I would like to farm for the 1 star. So here it's dropping a lot of 1 stars. So I would use my character to focus on maybe floor 2 or even like floor 1 is actually good enough. I could farm it fast. So this is some of the way that I could fasten up the progress of like how I get my skill books. And you could also see that my main character right now is not parking at the chaos field. This is because I would like to focus on the Tetro. I noted that I have additional Tetro. I have completed my Tetro here. This one is not. But then for the rest, I have completed. So level 65, I could open this up, which is also good. So I will push it to level 65. But I don't really need to push it because it will level up by default. Yeah, so I would right now focus on this one here, the Cactus page, because if I move to the monster stuff, this is something that is much easier to obtain comparing it to the deer. So I just need 10 star from here so I could get that Tetro unlock from that book itself. So I guess that is kind of like the thing that I'm trying to focus right now. It's still a lot to focus, but these are the main thing that I'm doing right now. And if you are kind of lost, I'm not sure if this guide will be helpful for you. And yeah, and in the same time, of course, I also focus on the field boss because I would like to purchase this one here. Field boss season. So I still have 50 days left. I would like to purchase the premium pass, but then I would only purchase when I have reached certain, yeah, I have reached certain of the level. I am not sure if this is the level. Oh gosh, I'm not sure what they call. So I have reached certain level so I could get everything behind as a guarantee. Of course, you can buy it right now, and the progress whenever you have completed the quest itself, then it will still go on and you could redeem when it goes on. So it's like you do not really need to wait until then. But there, um, I would actually like to wait it because I don't really lack of any kind of material right now. So I will just wait until I reach 42 that secure me the terrorists and I will purchase it. Of course, I will still go on the challenge until 50 here. Yeah, you get an additional title for it, so I think it's kind of good. And if you like having a lot of gold right now, so one thing I would suggest is that do not sell your boss loot item if you have enough gold. So you could use it to craft it like the for the necklace, the ring, and stuff. Or maybe like if you would like to aim for the quests that go for the super or premium price, then you should do less channel transfer. So maybe you can focus on some channel that are much more back behind so that you can secure that your damage is kind of high because you killed it for a longer time, and you can secure some better price and get this done here to get the XP. So it's really up to you if you would like to focus on this or not. So that is what I'm doing right now. And yeah, I guess this would be all for this sharing here, and thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe if you like my videos and click on the like button.